The world is strange. Everybody probably can say that, every generation, and certain things just don't seem to happen, and we're full of media and input.
I think a lot about like how fast our world is and how everything happens kind of really quick. You can get access to anything.
I think about campers who come in and aren't really sure of themselves.
Sabbath and rest and play and renewal is a privilege. I wouldn't want that privilege to be barred from anyone.
There are very few places where kids can get an unjaded perspective about the world. And even just a week in camp, unfiltered, can help them see the world not just as it is, but maybe how it ought to be, and help them discover some things in themselves that can form a better world for everybody else.
And here you're given an opportunity to like slow down and take some deep breaths and be in nature and appreciate this beautiful creation that was made for us.
It's different than our everyday. It puts us in a space that is unique and gives us permission to explore and to wonder in a new way that we wouldn't each and every day.
And their smiles, they just light up from ear to ear, and they're so excited. So I was a camper here, and then I came back for summer staff, and working at camp taught me a lot of the adult skills that I use today. I chose to go into social work after working with the kids and the families here.
I can trace a lot of the things that matter to me as an adult back to this place.
Who I am as a leader and a pastor in this church has very much been shaped by this creek and these trees and these people.
Summer camp is one of those luxuries that a lot of kids and families can't afford, and those kids are probably the ones that need camp the most. They need the friendships, they need the lessons, they need the sense of community that camp offers.
And there was one camper in particular, I remember as they walked across the bridge, they asked their parental figure, "Who am I supposed to be this week?" And I heard the parents say, "Well, be you." And I thought, this is somebody who is figuring out who they are. And I watched from the first day when they were quiet and didn't really say much and kind of sat in the back, to later in the week where they were up and singing songs and hugging and really exploring every bit of their identity. And that's what camp is for.
I think every kid needs camp. I think that being outside and getting to try a lot of really challenging but rewarding things is so important to kids. And I think making that accessible to more kids, that it doesn't have to be a money barrier, is huge, because camp is for everyone, and it shouldn't just be for the people who can afford to make it happen every year. It should be for anyone who needs this place, and I think a lot of kids need this place.
I think they are increasingly in a world that has divided us, and I think Camp Lutherwood is a place that can unify. And so we need people from all different backgrounds and beliefs and shapes and sizes, because that's what the kingdom of God looks like. Camp would not be the same without some of these kids who would not have been able to afford it. They provide such a richness to the experience for campers and for staff. We learn a lot together.
I think that the impact of donors on the ability for everyone to afford camp is huge. I have often found myself in conversations with Melissa or Andrea brainstorming about how to get this kid or this group of kids to camp, knowing that the families really want to make that happen but just don't have the finances.
If I could bring donors on site for them to see the joy that's here, the magic, the community, the ability for a camper to jump off the diving board that maybe was scared the first day. I feel like camp would sell itself.
A week of camp is a week of love. And also, as a pastor, a week of camp was sometimes probably more effective than a year of Sunday school in teaching kids about what it means to be a follower of Christ in the world we live in. I'm all in on camp.
I would not be sitting here, literally, if it weren't for camp. And I'm thankful for the donors who made me going to camp possible when I was younger too. And my family was not able to afford camp when I was a kid. And we went based on the generosity of people who could provide camperships. And camp changed my life. And I think that's the truth for many others. I'll never know who those people were, but I will forever be grateful to them.